Okay, starting off with the Astrologian. I think the Astrologian is super strong when you get through over the threshold of its difficulty level. So, to be honest, it's super strong for progression, for dungeons, and for high-end raiding. And I myself would place it in an S position because I think the potential you can draw out of Astrologian with the buffing potential, and as you can see from the list here, it's performing super nicely. It's the strongest healer in damage, and it can definitely compete with White Magic Heal, and I think it's mana efficient, MP efficient as well, so there's no way of not choosing an Astrologian with all the flexibility with this instant cast ability and the many OGCDs that you can use to weave in, and I think the Astrologian is a fine choice for an S spot. But yeah, I will throw out a poll now. Start a poll. What do you think about the Astrologian? Does that actually do anything? Maybe I need to throw out the stream mod stream labs again. It's already. Something went wrong. Okay, the poll doesn't work. We have to do it manually, guys. I'm sorry. It doesn't work. I don't know why. I can't fix that now. Yeah, what do you think? Throw me out some letters. We have S, A, B, and blue. So it's S, A, B, and blue. What would you say would be the fitting choice here? It's S, it's A. Okay, I think the overall consensus would be S tier. Okay. Good, that's nice. That's nice. Oh, I'm not sure. I need to skip the song, by the way, because that actually doesn't work with my... with YouTube when I'm uploading this and the soundtrack is in the background. Okay, yeah. It's a clear S tier, of course. Next up, we got the Bard. The Bard is definitely a problematic choice. I would still think it's a solid damage job, and as you need a range job anyways, and like Nevergoid said before we started this tier list, it's super strong for in between the spot. The Dancer is the high-end spot, the high-end optimization spot, and I think the Machinist is super straightforward for getting started, for all the casual content and for all the progression and stuff. And when you're not optimizing your DPS in a party setup, the Bard can provide very strong party buffs, very strong defensive tools. I think stronger than the Machinist at least, and a bit weaker than the Dancer, but yeah, I think at least on par with the defensive stuff. So I would still think, according to the damage drop you can see on this list here, I would say that it's unfortunately a B spot. It's fitting, it's Bard, but yeah, of course. What do you think? Throw me out something. What would you say? Where should we place the Bard? Without being Bard fanboys, of course. Bard is B tier. Okay. A tier. Okay, blue. No, it's not blue. No. You only have level 50 Bard, but you hate it. I think the gameplay aspect is still good. I still like the Bard. The gameplay aspect on the Bard is kind of nice. I don't think that the Bard is very bad on its gameplay, but on the overall performance, I think B is quite fitting. Okay, hopping over to another B. So we're in consensus here. I guess that's actually a good method to do this without polls. We're in consensus here, and the Black Mage is the next choice. And obviously, can we grant the Black Mage anything else than the S position? Because I'm not sure. The S position seems kinda like the right fit here. I'm not sure. We have the strongest damage output, potentially the strongest, even stronger than a Samurai in raw battle mechanics, and if you're sticking to mechanics and not failing tremendously. So I would say if you get done your movement and if you manage to threshold of the movement stuff, getting it done properly, the Black Mage is still S tier. So what do you think? S tier? A tier? I would say S tier because mainly it's still able to outperform all other jobs, even the samurai. Maybe not in each scenario, and of course you have to be a very, very professional and very good player to perform that because all of the movement that is happening. But yeah. You absolutely hate the Black Mage, still plays it S tier. You don't like it, but doesn't mean it's bad. It's extremely strong DPS. Yeah, that's exactly my case. I actually like it. I played it recently and enjoyed it much, but you're right. You can't deny that the damage is so strong. Black Mage will always be S if you know where to stand. That is. Yes, that's right. It's the strongest DPS, even if it's a stubborn turret. Right. Okay, next up, we got the Dancer. I think, according to the fact that the Dancer is still the most valid choices for the ranged position, I would say A tier, but maybe this could be something where we differ in opinions, because some would place it on S, because you actually need one ranged, but I would give it an A because of the fact that it's still underperforming compared to the competition of melee jobs, of caster jobs. So this time I cannot give it an S tier for my personal opinion. But what do you think? A or S tier for the Dancer? Because the support is on paper the strongest. You can see the highest value is right way beyond the one of Bard and Machinist, the ultimate best result that you can get and the best result that has been received. But for me, it's still underperforming compared to the melee job competition, even if you need a range. That's a fact. You can't change that. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Dancer, A tier or S tier? Maybe here we will differ. If teamed up with fantastic DPS, it's totally S. S, great support, and if played well, stuff just melts. It does its role well. S, Dancer, because just of physical range DPS and brings good party-wide buffs. A, halt generell, weil, wie du meintest, underperforms. Feel like just being the best of the range doesn't give S tier. You gotta go A with DPS contribution. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Just because it's the best spot of the range doesn't mean it's automatically an S tier. So I guess A rank would be a fitting choice. What do you think? For support, S. So when we're just considering that a support is needed, it's S tier. But overall, compared to Black Mage, compared to all the raw other DPS jobs you can find, it's, in my opinion, it's A rank. But yeah, of course. If you completely disagree with me, then please let me know. But I would say A rank for this one. Okay, next up we got the Dark Knight. I think Dark Knight is in a very good position. I still do really like the strength of the Blackest Knight because it's super strong against tank busters. It's super strong to help out your party. I don't know. I don't think it's an S spot still, because S is something that outperforms the competition, and of course, when looking at the raw facts, the Dark Knight is not strong enough to beat the competition on the tanks section here. It's the worst tank right now. Of course, we don't have these many parses yet, but I'm not sure. I'm really a Dark Knight fanboy, but I think it's A rank. What do you guys think? I think it's A rank because it's not outperforming the competition. Okay, Nevergoid, don't really think the support is that amazing. Definitely A tier from you. So I think, yeah, Dancer is on the right spot on this list. It's an A. Okay, yeah, I think we are having consensus here. That makes sense. S is not in reach of the Dark Knight. Okay, what do you think about the Dragoon? We have seen the changes. I did the power testing and the result was actually very, very strong and very impressive. But I would still think it's not S tier. What do you guys think? Shall we give the Dragoon a chance this time? Get it onto the S spot? Or is it just too fragile with all the floor tanking capabilities? And above that, I think the prime and the first results we got from FF logs are just those people testing out the Dragoon because it received buffs and maybe it will decrease over time, and the ninja will, yeah, get back and climb back to the prime position he had before the patch. So before the patch, he definitely was stronger and outperformed the Dragoon. So I would say the honest position of the Dragoon is still A. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think? S, but you're biased as a Dragoon main. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Ist irgendwie zwischen A und S. Ja, kinda. I would say kinda in between this, but we don't make these in-between spaces anymore. So, what do you guys think? It's A. I would say A. Yeah, I think it's a fitting choice. Okay, this one I think is kinda simple, but maybe not as simple as it looks. I really like the Gunbreaker. The damage is super, super strong, but I don't like to rate everything just, yeah, according to the strength of the DPS output the class is providing. When it's raw damage and we're talking really about speed killing, and there's no way leading elsewhere than taking a Gunbreaker. But I've seen so many combos of Paladins and Dark Knights, or I think now that this should swap to Warrior and Paladin, or Dark Knight and Warrior, that Gunbreaker is definitely not the most obvious S tier choice. It's I think on par with the competition. When you're just going for a speed kill, maybe the Gunbreaker is on S, but I don't know. I would say it's definitely my personal A for this, because it's definitely lacking defensive strength that the Paladin is offering, or the versatility, the flexibility to adjust your tanking combo. Funbreaker Def A, if I'm honest, but I'm Gunbreaker fanboy, so I would give it S. Dazwischen wieder aber A. I'm an Omni-Tank and I consider it an A. Aurora is useless in Savage. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Aurora is definitely not a very strong choice for Savage content. Okay, A is fair. Gunbreaker requires twice as much work to do the same thing as other tanks, and if you mess up, it's hard to recover with it. That's right. It's also very demanding on high-end optimization. Okay, we have got the Machinist. As I would love to place the Machinist on A or S tier, my first feel goes to B, because the damage is strong, but it's still weaker than everything you can produce. I've tested many melee jobs in the last couple of weeks. I tested out the Samurai, I tested the Black Mage, I tested Summoner and Red Mage. They all kind of outperform my performance as a Machinist. So, as the Machinist is only contributing with raw damage, it's definitely not a very good choice for anything below or anything above A or A itself, because everything else, every other job, every melee job, every caster job can still outperform the Machinist quite easily. I don't know. What do you guys think? B? If we give Bard the B, then I think Machinist is B as well. That's definitely the obvious choice. By the way, the background is so yellow that I'm looking very yellowish. Please apologize. Please. Sorry about that. Okay, so at least none of these jobs has gotten to the Blue Mage spot yet. So, I don't know. I think that is reserved for one single job alone. You'd love to see Machinist get some buffs. It's a fun class. It's still B though. Yes. Yes. That's right. It's B. We can't change that. Okay, next we got the Monk. The Monk, I would say, according to the buffs it received in 5.4 and the buff it received in 5.5, it's super enjoyable to play, and even I got into it, where I always thought that Monk is definitely among the hardest jobs to play and yeah, master actually. The skill floor is decreased very heavily, but the skill ceiling is still kind of high, I think. But for me, because it's outperforming Bard and Machinist easily, it's A rank. What do you guys think? It's super, super flexible, but it's not S tier. It's not outperforming a Samurai, it's not outperforming a Black Mage. Yeah. Fits in A. Okay, I think there's good consensus here. It's a super enjoyable job right now, but nothing that outperforms the competition by any margin. What do you think about Ninja? There's really something I need your help with, because I would place it in A, but I'm not sure if it's capable of being S, because of all the tools it offers, because Trick Attack is such a strong party buff tool, especially in the burst phase, burst windows, offering so much potency onto the party members, so I'm not sure. I would place it A, but I'm really not a ninja main, so maybe some of you have more Savage experience on ninjas, how they perform. A and B are both applicable. Okay, B you would say B for the ninja. I don't know. It's still way ahead. If you can see from the chart here, it's way ahead of a Red Mage, for example, way ahead of... I don't know. I would say A. What do you guys think? It's a high A. So somebody says it's high A, somebody says a low A, but yeah, I think the consensus is found in the compromise in the A spot. A plus. Okay, it's somewhere in between. It's a personal A plus or A minus, and that is definitely considered an A spot on this list. Okay, coming to the Paladin. The Paladin, in my personal opinion, is this one. Because all the versatility is still so strong, but I'm not sure about Savage. It's so strong for all the casual content. If the boss is being alive, your party is dying, you're the last man standing in a dungeon, you're anywhere solo content on the world Bozja, doing raid stuff by yourself, doing Palace of the Dead solo, it checks all the boxes. But I don't know how it performs on Savage. Maybe some of you can help me with that. If the Paladin is still a good team-up mate for an obvious choice as an off-tank, for example. I think that is definitely the strongest spot for the Paladin, and the off-tank spot is always a very strong one on the Paladin. But I would say, according to the damage output, it's so close to the Gunbreaker on this list, so for all the versatility and defensive tools it offers, it's S-Rank, right? Selbst für Savage, was du gesehen hast, ja. Ich glaube, wir sind da uns einig. I think we all have the same idea about this. It's S-Rank. Okay, Red Mage is super personal. Personally, I would say this one. Just due to the fact that raising is ultimately powerful. Against all the content where people are dying constantly, where you want to progress into content. I would say it's S because of the raising capabilities and the flexibility, but according to the damage list, it's definitely on the downward position of all the S jobs that we play. So according to that fact, I don't know if you can place it anywhere else than A. S for proc, A for Red Mage. Yeah, that's a good compromise. You would say S for proc, A for speed and everything else, because there are definitely other jobs that can make the deal and do the cake round and have a contributing aspect here. A for you. Yeah, I think A is a good one here. But it's difficult. It could also be S, and definitely not B. That's too strong for someone that's able to raise and that's super flexible, super straightforward, the low skill floor. I really like that. I really enjoy that Red Mage is super strong. While I'm talking, I can just easily place the Samurai where it fits, right? I think we don't need to talk much about the Samurai right now, because it's the top spot position. It's super straightforward to play it. I know the skill ceiling is very high, but the skill floor is very low, so if you can kind of play the Samurai on a very solid level, you can easily outperform any other DPS job. It's just raw damage, contributing nothing defensive, but when we're talking about raw damage, the Samurai is super strong. It's not so strong on dungeons, it's not super strong on solo content. You can heal yourself up with the self-healing regeneration stuff, but I have seen something in the 24-man, right, by the way, a Samurai that just heals itself purely for the damage he dealt. So that was insane. S rank, I think, without any compromise. Okay, so this one is a difficult topic, right? I'm not sure. We can't give it a B, because when you're looking at the chart, the damage is super high. Super high, and just because it's feeling annoying doesn't mean that it's not contributing. So I would either give this this job, the scholar, an A spot or this spot. Because this spot means it needs to be fixed somewhere in the gameplay aspect. But yeah, when we're seriously, it's definitely an A rank, right? It's not stronger than an Astrologian. This Astrologian is just super strong, super straightforward in the contribution it can provide if you can manage to get over that difficulty threshold. And yeah, the Scholar brings so much uniqueness, the shielding stuff, all the preparation stuff for your tank. Yeah, what you said, the plate with a warrior mix-up, that's awesome. It's amazing for speeds, can shield cheese some mechanics like jumping dogs in 10s, very mana efficient if not spamming GCD heals. Yeah, I think that's the case. Very mana efficient, very strong for speed kills, so it's an A rank. It's a bit weaker than the Astrologian because of the flexibility the Astrologian is offering, but it's definitely a very strong choice. The Summoner. I'm not sure about this. The overall Summoner performs better than Monks, Ninjas, and Red Mage, but the peak Summoner is slightly apart from this. Because it's my main, and I'm definitely biased, I would place it on S because of the raising capability, and it's still a bit stronger than the Red Mage. It's super flexible, it's super strong with movement. It's better than the Red Mage on movement aspect because you can always exchange the Rune 3 parts into Rune 2 and don't lose much damage. I don't know. It's a high A, some is high A, low S. Okay. So this is definitely a spot where you can convince me of replacing this decision for me. I personally would say S. What do you guys think? I'd say A, revert, tried, nerf. Yeah, it had been nerfed, but it's still super strong. I see summoners perform very high numbers, especially on Twitch streams or anything. They're so high. They're always peaking up many other players and peaking a lot of damage apart from this. A plus or S? Peak Summoner is unachievable. If played to perfect, Summoner is S, otherwise an A. That's definitely a point. The skill ceiling on the Summoner is super intense. You really have to get this done properly. So it's a really tough decision and difficult choice. But according to your feedback, I think we got more S than A. I would say S. Oh, yeah, that's sorry. Here we go. Yeah, I think it's still S. It's very close. I would say in between here somewhere. But for me personally, it's so strong. It's super flexible, super strong. Okay, the optimization is difficult, but if you manage to do that, and even below that threshold, it's super strong and performing outstandingly. Okay, just for the fact Warrior is the perfect combination and the buffs really mean a lot to the Warrior, I would say the damage buff is so strong that through all the sustain defensive tools and all the healing the Warrior's providing in dungeons, I just did a dungeon with Macy. I literally didn't need to heal him. He completely healed himself in all packs. I didn't need to heal him a single time, and I could just focus on dealing damage. So I would give it this one because of the high buff potency, making direct hit a better stat now because the damage dealing off the big burst window is definitely increased a lot. I would say it's very strong choice. What do you think? Warrior, S or A? I would personally say S, but it could be an A. It could be A rank because it's still not a Paladin damage and still missing some utility and versatility of the Paladin. Because I guess that the Warrior is a very bad choice for a second tank, but I'm not sure about that. Warrior doesn't need healing currently. Big damage, also Shake It Off is one of the best raid-wide mitigation spells. I think it's the best. Okay, if you say that, I guess that S is a good spot. Okay, Warrior doesn't outperform a Paladin, therefore Paladin is S and Warrior is A. Okay, give me more, give me more. Throw out some letters, what do you think? So let me count. We got S rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and A we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A plus. Oh, it's really close decision here. That's really a close one. I guess because of giving them the hype they deserve, the warrior deserves for a long time. Let's give it an S tier just for the patch and making sense to this patch notes and the changes. Okay, last but not least, not literally, but closely, what is the white mage? I would say S tier because it's so straightforward. But I guess it performs on A because of the lack of damage that it offers. I'm not sure. I would say S plus best class. Okay, guys, that's difficult. I would say for the facts, for the numbers that we're getting, it's an A rank, but you're also telling me that's S. And personally, I would say the white mage plays so much easier, so much nicer, so much cleaner than all the other healers. Maybe due to my lack of expertise on the other jobs, but I don't know. It's easy, bad for speeds, incentive to greet and chat co-healer. A. Okay, Neverguard, you're absolutely right. I think that makes perfect sense. Your arguments are top-notch. So I would give you all a last chance for the final vote here. The final vote on the white mage. A or S. You can also go for a blue or a B if you like, but yeah, give me just one single letter and I will place it according to the most votes we get here. White mage is so straightforward, easy and powerful. Only top 10% get decent damage with healers anyway. That's right, that's right. And I don't want to always address the 5 percentile of players, because the overall performance is what matters actually. And the usual normal player, definite S. Okay, so let me count from where I started this. Warrior A+, so here we got S. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let me try to not count anything double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it's double counted. 8, 9. Okay, that's super close. So we have 10 on S, with my vote on S as well. But definitely there are good arguments to place it on A, because it's not as strong as the Astrologian and not stronger than the Scholar in speed. It's actually worse than those on speed kills. But for progress, for the overall player that maybe wants to hop into this game and doesn't consider this game as okay, I'm going into this game and I want to be the best right now, right there, at this moment. I want to be the best player. Then the white mage is definitely the best choice for starting into healing, because healing is very complex in 14, a very, very difficult topic, and compared to other MMOs, it's definitely a good choice if you're running a white mage and get the job done. Okay, last but not least, blue mage. That of course can't be put anywhere else because it can't compete in real content. I think we have quite a very, very large S tier here, and I would say we could definitely talk about certain positions anymore that could definitely be placed into the A tier and A spot, and you had good arguments on both sides here. Definitely the warrior and the white mage are the most difficult. I would say the last three maybe. So this is speed kill, and this is overall game satisfaction, performance, straightforwardness of jobs, and all that stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I think that fits. I hope you agree on this. Yeah, thank you for checking out this video. See you around in another one, and until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep making your own tier list as best as possible. And enjoy Final Fantasy XIV.